As we near the end of 2024, it's a good time to gear up for 2025. Think about the goals you want to set for the next year.
Okay, here to help us do that is best-selling author Suzy Welch, a professor at NYU's Stern School of Business and one of our favorite gurus.
You know,
hi, Suzy.
So many things to love about Suzy. I felt like I've known Suzy because she sat on this couch. We went to Miraval in Austin, and you gave a speech to a group of women that was life-changing. I mean, I asked Suzy to stand up on that stage and teach it like she teaches her New York NYU course on purpose, and the place was mesmerized.
Hoda was raving.
I was well, because you're so good at it, and now I start then also our podcast and all that stuff, which brings us to this point. So it's 2025, just about.
Wait, can we just talk about the weekend for a second? Because I just have to say this. I went as a speaker, but I also had the experience as a participant because I went to hear all the speakers and I heard you, and it was a life-changing, magical experience. I will say, at your insistence, I did do breath work, and I cried for an hour and a half. Thanks, Hoda. Appreciate that.
Yeah, but that was good.
Really loved the crying. But I mean, the whole thing was amazing, and you did it, and only you could do it. It was an amazing experience for all.
We're knocking on the door of 2025, and I think a lot of people think about resolutions, and often it's the same kind of things that people do every year, and some people don't even make them.
Right.
But what's your best advice for as we approach this new year?
Yeah. Okay. Well, resolutions, I'm not so sure you should make them. Why? Because recent research, good research, shows that 91% of people forget their resolutions by March 1st. Okay, so not only do they not hit them, they've even forgotten
what they were. Right.
So why put yourself through it? I mean, I think it's the problem with resolutions is embedded in resolutions, which is that they think only about the end point. I'm going to lose 25 pounds. Yeah. I'm going to get a new job. And I say, blow that up and actually think about achievable chunks. Think about the how, not the what. Okay, I'm going to lose 25 pounds. Just think about, okay, here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. I'm not going to eat after 8 o'clock or whatever it is.
Have a mini plan.
Have a sort of achievable places along the way that are hows, not what's. Otherwise, you're just going to fall off the track you are.
Okay, well, it's also, you know, at the start of a year, a lot of time people think, I want a big life change.
I want to,
I want to do this. I want this. Yeah. Is it the right time?
Well, new year, new you. That's the, you know, there's headlines, and everybody says, okay, this is 2025, is the year I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I think if you need to reinvent and you want a new you, it's always the right time. And so there is something about the, you know, the clock turning, the calendar turning over, that it's okay to do it at the new year. The problem is then you make the turn, and if you don't know the why of it, okay, and you don't know the how of it, then the first time you hit a road bump, and you're going to, because change is so hard. No one ever goes through change and says, well, that was easier than I thought. No, it's always harder. You hit the road bump and you just drop it. You drop it like a hot potato. And that's the danger of the big New Year's resolution, in that the whole year is lost. Okay, I'm not going to do it.
Someone once said that before you can make a big leap or a jump or a change, you have to imagine yourself on the other side. Yeah. Like I thought about this, leaving this job, like you have to see what does my body feel like over here with this new thing? Or if you're jumping out of a relationship into a new one, what does my hand feel like in his? How do I feel safe and seen and loved? So it's almost like kind of pre-planning what you're going to feel on the other end. It's like manifesting.
Yes, I think I'm not a huge fan of manifesting because manifesting, as I understand it, as my young students talk about it, is like if you hope for something enough, it kind of turns up for you. And I think it is important to really want something and to admit to yourself that you really want.
Well, and know what you want.
Right, and to know what you want, and to go through the hard work of knowing what you want, because what you want is not just a vague feeling. But I think that the problem is you manifest like I really want it, but you have to do the hard work of getting it. Okay, that's the hard part. Is you've got to do the work. You've got to figure out where you're going and why and how you're going to get there. Everybody loves the end part, but they don't like the middle part.
Well, you're all about purpose. And you say that there's some things that we can think about as we start the new year about ways to live. Tell us what those are.
Well, I often say there's 3 ways to live. I like it because they all start with D. The first D is default, and that's the way we mainly live. We are reactive. We go through the day, and whatever comes at us, we react to it, and we sort of bump along. And this is human nature, and you've got kids, you got a job, you got a spouse, whatever, and
just
we live
hanging on for the ride.
The problem with default mode is you sort of end up in your 50 or 60 and you're like, wait, how did I get here? It's not my favorite thing. Okay, but believe me, I've been guilty of it.
But we all have.
What are the other 2?
The second D is deliberation, where you start to sprinkle some thinking and planning and intentionality about it. I mean, here are my values, what I really believe in. Here are my aptitudes, what I'm uniquely good in. Here's my my interests, what I care, and you start to sort of sprinkle that through. You live with more intentionality, and if you can get there, bravo, because because that's half the battle. But the third D, which I love and which I would love for everybody, is design, where you have a theory of who you are, you know who you are standing still, and you have a theory of your life, who you want to be, what you want to do, what impact you want to leave, large or small, and you live by design. You have a life design, and then you pursue it with a lot of deliberation.
Is that hard to find, like a life design? I feel like people will crave that, but how do you even begin to get that?
It is the work of our lives, okay? I mean, it's not like this happens, look, there's some lucky people, they're very young, they're spectacularly good at something, they could only be actresses. I'm going to say for the two of you, you could only be who you are because the world needed you and you were great at it and so forth. But I think that purpose, I have a methodology. I don't think you can do it by just sitting there and pondering, what is my purpose? I can't stand that, because who knows their purpose? You've got to think about what you care about that's different than other people, what you're good at.
Which brings us to a book that you're writing. That's going to be out soon, and it's out in May. What's it called?
Becoming You.
Becoming You. By the way, that's the answer to the question that everybody's asking, like, how do we get our life going? We'll wait for that.
All right. In the meantime, I have free webinars on this exact topic.
Oh, amazing.
All right.
How do they go? Where do they go?
On Thursday, I'm doing one. This Thursday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can come. No, it's actually, I'm just doing a free webinar online where you can go, and I'm going to talk about New Year, New You, and how you would get to the New You.
What is it, Suzy? What is it? SuzyWelch.com. That's the place.
Thank you,
Coming up next, guys, one of our Plaza fans is in for a treat.
Expect some sweet surprises when we play Suddenly Santa. Right?
Come on, Gerard.
Gerard.